Sagittarians. Hey, hey. All right, guys, I want to take a look at what did they want to say to Sag and what do two people really want? All right, so whoever they may be, we have Wheel of Fortune, we have Empress, and we have the Three of Wands. This is somebody who has a huge amount of excitement surrounding Sag. This is somebody who sees a future with Sag. This is somebody who's like, I feel like Sag just changed their whole life. They could be a Libra or a Taurus. This is somebody who's got long-term intentions. This is somebody who's like, oh God, that song, since I met you, baby, my whole life has changed. Um, it's an old blues song. This is beautiful. This is somebody who feels like kind of Sag is the center of their universe. They see long term here. They picture already all the things that they would like to do. This person could be like a total music buff. They may be thinking about like next year, there's all these concerts I want to go to. I'd love Sag to come with me. They could be somebody who thinks about, I want to have kids or I want to build a business. And I see all of that. I see my future stretching out with Sag. Okay, hang on. Who are you, character? I love their vibe so far. This is amazing. Nine of Wands. They could be from Australia. That's my Australia card, or one of my Australia cards. They could be somebody that is like they've been withdrawn for a period of time, but they were healing. Queen of Wands. They definitely are somebody who appreciates music. They too, by the way, could be a fire sign, or they feel very connected to fire energy for a reason. This is a connection to their ancestors. We have all these didgeridoos. Now we have somebody playing the flute. So I'm wondering if like wind instruments are particularly important to this person. I know it's a very specific side note, but I'm picturing somebody who also likes to like Jethro Tull type music. I'm hearing Lizzo's flute being played as well right now. I'm also hearing like Yorgi Zamfir, the pan flutist, which Yorgi's amazing. But all of this put together says, when I ask who they are, they're like, I'm the person that Sag saved. I'm the person that, like, meeting Sag after I'd already been kind of withdrawn and I'd been healing for some time. It feels like the ancestors brought me to Sag, or like the music that Sag creates, even if it's just their melodic voice. That could have been the first thing. This person seems like they're very like, there's like an auricular, attraction there. It's like they hear the melody of Sag and it just brought them out of their cave right now. Now I'm picturing like the Pied Piper, playing his little tunes. And in this case, that's Sag for them. We have the Justice card. They could be a Libra. We have all the animals. I feel like this person is connected to cosmic sounds or cosmic music, but it's like they have all the animals around them that are somehow a part of what they think should be like bringing the balance into the universe. I feel like this person is very ecologically minded. I feel like they care a great deal about nature. They trust in the power of the cosmos. They pick up, signs and symbols. Maybe they're very connected to spirit guides, animal guides, and maybe for a long time they thought, I'm not hearing anything from my guides. Where the heck did my guides go? I feel like this is somebody who wants to make the world like a better place. If they do this maybe through like music and charity events, things like that, I would not at all be surprised. This is somebody who has a really strong sense of justice, within them, a strong desire to also create balance in the universe. And I think that they see Sag as somebody who does the same thing. So Sag and this person could have a very like broad world view. They both care a great deal about what's going on in the world and about what they can do to contribute to something positive and rebalance energy. I like this person. I like their energy flow. Tell me, what do you want from Sag? And then we'll ask, what do they want to say to Sag? 10 of Swords, 7 of Wands, King of Pentacles. They want Sag to ground them. They want Sag to be their home. There is this energy where it's like this person has been fighting battles for a long time and they got really depleted at one point. and then they retreated from like everybody. And yet what they want from Sag seems to be like, I came to the end of my rope. I came to the end of like the way I was fighting every battle and struggling all the time. And now what I really want is I want to build a home base and I want to do good from there. I think this is somebody who maybe was out in the world, like trying to, like, let's say they were trying to chase a music career and they kept coming up against obstacles. And one of the reasons they wanted the music career was to also do good things for the planet. And, everything was just a massive hurdle. And I think that they somehow got wounded or disillusioned or in fighting so hard. I mean, this is a freaking gladiator, right? They may look like Russell Crowe or, have some kind of, persona of, that is reminiscent of somebody who has like some kind of like, not a hero complex, because that sounds rude and dismissive. I think this person really is the stuff of heroes. I think this is a good person trying to do good things. And it's hard sometimes if you feel like you're the only person. And I think they're ready for partnership. They want somebody equally as powerful, somebody who has the same mentality. And I think that that's Sag for them. They see Sag as a person that they could really, like, I don't know, Sag rejuvenates them or gives them faith or belief in something again. So what do you want to say to Sag? What do you want to say to Sag? And then in just a second, we'll check up on Sag. What do you want to say to Sag? 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, Ace of Wands, 7 of Wands, the Tower in the reverse. Everything here says they want to talk to Sag about the future. They want to talk to Sag about, I think what Sag has done for them, the fact that they maybe are still like healing themselves to a certain extent, but man, this person has like big intentions. Like Sag has awakened them. Sag has pulled them back from the brink somehow and made them feel like alive and passionate. They're not trying to rush things and go too fast exactly, because they're being pretty upfront about this. Like, I've been healing for a while, but man, you stand out to me like this glorious, torch, that's given me like kind of, oh God, I'm hearing Tom Jones. You give me reason to live. You give me reason to live. We have 7 of Wands in that tower. It says they are wanting to tell Sag point blank, this is like kind of where they've been. They had, been working on stuff, fighting for stuff, and they actually still want to fight the good fight, but they were depleted at one point. This is more like somebody who wants to talk to Sag about the essence of who they are and how they see Sag as like a fellow, like, person who stands for things that they want to see change in a positive light. And I think that they see Sag as like incorruptible. There's something about the way they look at Sag as like a kindred spirit and someone they're so attracted to, so inspired by, and someone that they see a common like thread with. I think that they want Sag to understand them. Maybe Sag has been a bit disillusioned lately also with, things going on, things that they want to see improve, not knowing quite how do I fix the problems of the world. And it just kind of says, they're saying to Sag, I see that same desire to do those things with you, which is so amazing. I've been depleted recently. I'm wondering if you have been too. But man, together, I don't think we give up on any of the things that we want to, change. But wouldn't it be great to like have one another in each other's lives, and maybe together we can make positive change? It feels like there's this weariness, acknowledgement of weariness, explaining where they're at. They want to identify with Sag at this level while still saying, but that's also what's so like sexy and so amazing about you, Sag, is like, I see this kind of powerful spirit in you. I see you as a problem solver. I see all these things in you, even though I also know how we can get depleted sometimes. But man, together we could be fire. This feels like somebody who wants Sag in their life for the long term, for the, legacy building, for changing the world in positive ways. and they are very attracted to all of that they see in Sag. So basically, I think that they've nailed Sag's personality pretty well. If those are the, because those are like attributes, that's the essence of Sag that they seem to have fallen for. Okay, Sag, what's Sag thinking about this person? We've got an Ace of Swords, a Five of Coins, a Queen of Swords. We have the King of Cups. We have the Hierophant in the reverse, and we have the Two of Wands upright. There is an element here where I almost think Sag had promised themselves, I'm not going to set myself up for any more losses. I told myself I wasn't doing romance anymore. Sag was like absolutely not interested in anybody for a period of time, from what I can see. Sag was like, yeah, I don't want to do romance. I don't want to do any of that. I'm over that. It's been too devastating, and I've reclaimed, my peace of mind and everything. But this person's coming in like Neptune, god of the sea. They're coming in with this huge amount of like open energy where they're expressing their emotions to Sag. And I think Sag is like, this is really nice. I'm still not sure I'll ever want to be married though. So I don't know if they're asking me, or I'm sensing that what they really want is to focus on like building a legacy. They want to give me all their emotion. I can't say that I'm ever going to want to be married. I'm going to say again, I feel like Sag had to have gone through something that was painful enough that Sag decided, I won't do that again. I was disillusioned. I was left in the cold. I won't do that again. And it really did change. I mean, this Sag says, I don't want to be married. However, maybe this is the one person on earth that Sag might change their opinion for. I think it's too soon to tell. We have a Four of Cups. We have the High Priestess. Sag is kind of like, God, I wish I had met them before I got disillusioned on the whole love thing. On the other hand, there is this powerful, like, I feel like Sag is feeling the vibes for this person as well. There is something really strong here that I think Sag feels for this person. Hang on, do these two have any past history, or is this a brand new person? The Hermit. This almost says Sag has been alone for quite some time. So this almost looks like a new love story. Three of Swords. Sag has been alone for a long time, healing their heart. We've got a Five of Cups. We've got the Nine of Coins, both sideways. In this story, I'm going to say there is no past history between Sag and this individual. I think the reason Sag is solo is because of what they already endured in their past with somebody else. And Sag has been slowly but surely like healing their heart. There's a lot of grief to process and maybe quite a betrayal. And I can see why Sag was like, yeah, that's why I'm not doing this whole love thing anymore. But now we have this wonderful person who knows all about heartbreak and disillusionment and disappointment, and who has big ideas of like, oh my God, think of the things we could build together. This person is smitten with Sag in the best of ways. They love what Sag stands for. They love Sag's energy. And I think maybe, I don't know, to me, it looks like this might be the one person that Sag most needed to meet. But let's talk to the universe for a second. Universe, what do you have to say to Sag about all this? Empress, Five of Wands. It just says, just think about it, Sag. If somebody wants to come in and treat you like a freaking empress, treat you nice. I mean, maybe Sag doesn't want to think about marriage, and that's totally fine. Anyway, it's too soon, no doubt, to think about that. But the fact that they are implying with everything, we see them every single time that we look at this character, we see them as a King of Pentacles wanting to build a long-term stable situation. We saw them looking at Sag as an empress, somebody that they want to marry. We see Sag acknowledging they're coming in like a King of Cups. They're offering me all of their emotions, and they're not even coming in as a king. They're coming in as Neptune, Poseidon, god of the sea, mastering their emotions, unafraid to lay it all out there. So the universe just says, if somebody is treating us amazing, even if it makes us feel off kilter, at least contemplate and give some time to address, like, hey, how does this feel? Does this feel nice? Does this feel like something that is maybe I would welcome this in after all? Does this feel sincere? I mean, it may still take time to evaluate if this feels consistent and sincere, But with the Nine of Wands, it also says for Sag to be gentle with this person because they too have been out in the desert. They too have had wounds. And yet here they are maybe trying to treat Sag like $1,000,000. It's just kind of like, don't blow somebody off until, or say, you know what, fine, I'll date you, but I never want to be married. It's like, hey, just maybe consider getting to know what walk of life they've been on, consider how they're treating Sag, and let things play out. Instead of instantly shutting down and saying, based off of my previous experiences with love and with disillusionment with maybe, the world as a whole, I'm not interested in ever talking about, a long-term connection. It just says that might not be the best way to make a decision for the future with a new person based off of what occurred in the past. And this could have been, bigger than that too. It could have been like, Sag is like, oh, I got disillusioned in, groups, and I don't participate in anything anymore. It just kind of feels like Sag might have soured on a lot of things for valid reasons, but it kind of is this message that says, careful that we don't let past things that we have every right to be soured over then make us say, like, okay, let's picture it this way. If we tasted terrible, burned, spicy, way spicier than what we like, weird, food, we might say, oh, I hate that kind of food, I'll never eat that again. When in fact, what we had is something that was prepared so wrong. And so we might be cheating ourselves out of an entire cuisine, all because we had it prepared so poorly once. And we assume that's what it is. And it's like, no, that was a complete, monstrosity. And that's not what that cuisine actually tastes like. So it's good to give it another chance, or at least consider it. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.